Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Fall Classic Baseball. The 1919 One and Gone is on the air. Tonight we are at historic Polo grounds. This is Game 4 of the One and Gone tournament between the number 12 Boston Braves and the number 4 New York Yankees. The Yankees actually were not a bad team in 1919. They had 80 wins and 59 losses that year. They were not too bad. We are at the old version of the Polo grounds. The Yankees and the Giants both played there that year, while the house that Ruth built was being, built. So we have two games actually at the Polo grounds in this first round, with the Yankees and the Giants, who will be the host team because they are the number 3 seed in this tournament. But tonight we are here at the Polo grounds for the Yankees. So welcome back everyone to the One and Gone. I had a very good time at the hockey game last night, but it is now time to get back to some baseball here on the network as we get closer to the Thanksgiving Day holiday and such. And I hope everyone is enjoying there. I am actually on vacation this week. I am off the entire week from work. Gonna do some house cleaning and such, and get some things done here. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to play some baseball. So a very interesting game between the Braves and the Yankees, and I guess we should get things right to it, shouldn't we? Starting pitcher for the New York Yankees tonight is Bob Shawkey. Yep, that's another great baseball name. 20 wins, 11 losses. He had 5 saves also. His whip was 1.19. So Bob Shawkey gets the call for the Yankees, as I made him the number 1 pitcher for them here. And we'll see what the Boston Braves had to go. We got a couple of Hall of Famers on the list here. And we shall definitely see what happens tonight. Phoenix Knight is first to join us here at the Polo grounds, and hopefully we will get to see some exciting baseball. So good to see you here. Let's get right to it. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Braves is going to be the third baseman, Tony Beckel. 249 average, 26 RBIs and a homer. And we will see what we got here. We're going to use blue, white, and white dice. Yankees are the home team. Bob Shawkey is going to have a normal bullpen session, so we will be using the B column for him. So if everybody is set and ready to go for some fall classic baseball, let's get to the first pitch. And that is an 11, and that is going to be a walk. That's an 8, and that will be an early walk to Beckel. So Beckel actually draws a walk to start the game. And we will head to first here. And what I did not do was put in the ratings. So 985. I'll do that as I get there. Next batter is going to be the second baseman, Buck Herzog. A 280 average, 25 RBIs and a homer. Beckel on at first, and I'm not going to steal with him. I'm going to stay there. The pitch from Shawkey, 13, and that is going to be an out. And if that is a ground ball, that's going to be and if that is a ground ball, that is going to be a double play, and that's going to be actually a pop out, and that is going to be a pop out to first base. So Beckel is going to be out, and a pop out to first, and that is 1 out. Herzog is at second. He's an 11. Did not put the ratings in, but that is okay. Okay. So 1 down. And next up is going to be Ray Powell. He is in right field for this game. 6, 11. He had a 236 average, 33 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Beckel on at first. Shawkey will pitch. That's an 11. That's going to be an out, and that's going to be a fly out to right. Getting over there is going to be Sammy Vick, and he is going to make the catch for out number 2. And next up, 10, 8, 4, 17. Put the ratings in. Next up is going to be Joe Riggert. He is the center fielder, 283 average, 17 RBIs. He had 4 home runs. It's not bad for that kind of year. Beckel's still on in first, and that's a 13, and that will be an out, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. Doesn't matter where it is, and that's going to be a fly ball hit to left field, and Duffy Lewis will get to it. He'll make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Braves, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Boston Braves in this game is Dick Rudolph. 13 wins, 18 losses, a couple of saves. A 1.23 whip is what he had in 1919. And he is going to have a good bullpen session. So Dick Rudolph is actually going to be in a better shape than Shawkey. But we'll see if that makes any difference. Leading off for the Yankees is going to be the right fielder, Sammy Vick, a 248 average, 27 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Baseball with Demos joins us here at Polo Grounds. No baseball demos. Mr. Ruth is not in this game. This is 1919, not 19. This is 1919. He was not on the Yankees yet. He was not on. He was still a Red Sox. The pitch from Rudolph, that's a 33, and that's going to be a single for Sammy Vick. He's going to lead off with a base hit, and he gets a steal chance. But with an SPS of 9, I'm going to hold him. So that is a base hit for Vick, and he will hold there. 14. We have 14. Yes, 13. Next batter is going to be the shortstop, Roger Peckinpah. Now, that's not another that's definitely a baseball name. Roger Peckinpah. 305 average, 33 RBI, 7 home runs. Very excellent player. What about Wally Pipp? Yes, he is in the starting lineup. Rudolph, 36, and that is going to be an out. And that will be a ground out to short. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Let's see. A double play, 6-4-3. If the second baseman is a weak runner and the second baseman is Herlock, it's an average. He's going to make that is going to be a 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs. As he has an average arm, not a weak arm, and that will be 2 away. As he'll raise me a walking fuss. Yes, I know. Another great baseball name. So 2 outs now on the Peckinpah double play. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Hall of Famer, Home Run Baker. 293 average, 83 RBIs, and he had 10 home runs. So he had 10 home runs that year. Home Run Baker, if he hits a home run, it cannot be off the ballpark card, though. Pitch from Rudolph. That's a 54, and that is off the 54 chart. And I will flip a card here for that. And bases empty, Wild. Fly ball, right field, roll for error rating, E rating versus an error. And that is the E rating for right fielder is Powell. His error rating is an 11. I did not re-roll that 15. I haven't used the 15. I'm going to use that 15, and he is not going to make an error. He is going to make the catch, and that will retire the side. So that will be a fly ball to right field, and that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Yankees. No score after 1. Unfortunately, I have to deal with Floyd Rayford. Your favorite baseball player of all time. How about that? You get to deal with Mr. Floyd Rayford. We go to the top of the second, and leading off for the Braves, and he is 10-8. Is going to be Walter Hulk. 292 average, 48 RBIs. They didn't have any bombs that year. Pitch from Shawkey, 25, and that is going to be an out, and it will be a pop fly ball, and getting over there will be the third baseman, Foul territory, and that'll be caught by Baker, and that will be out number 1. So that'll be a pop out to third. Next up is the left fielder, Walton Cruz, a .216 average, 21 RBIs, and he did have a home run, 7S63. So Walton Cruz will bat. Pitch from Shawkey, 35, and that is going to be an out, and that is going to be another pop fly ball, and that is going to go once again to the third baseman, and that'll be Beckel again getting to that. He'll make the catch in fair territory. That'll be out number 2. So 2 men down, and now the shortstop for the Braves, Hall of Famer Rabbit Marinville, .267 average, 43 RBIs, and 5 home runs. Rabbit is at the plate. How about that? Rabbit Marinville will go ahead and come up to bat with 2 outs. Pitch from Shawkey, 24, and that is going to be a hit by pitch 1. That's a 6. It's not going to be a hit batter, and that will re-roll that, and that is going to be a fly out the right. That'll be handled by Vic, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3, go the Braves. No score, bottom of the second coming up. Rabbit Marinville, that wascally rabbit. Let's see here. Leading off for the Yankees will be the left fielder, Duffy Lewis. .272 average, 89 RBIs. He had 7 home runs that year. Pitch from Rudolph, 44. That's going to be a single. And Duffy Lewis will get to first. He has a good chance to steal. An SBS 9, though, doesn't look good. I'm going to have him hold. And he will hold it first. Single for Lewis. 15. Next batter is the second baseman, Del Pratt, a .292 average, 56 RBIs, and 4 home runs. Ron McGrath joins us here at the Polo Grounds. Lewis on at first, pitch from Rudolph, 36, and that is going to be an out. And it will be a fly out to left. Lewis will stay where he is. Fly ball hit the left field. That'll be handled by Cruz. And that is out number 1. And now that'll bring up the first baseman for the Yankees, Wally Pipp. A lot of people like this kid. .275 average, 50 RBI, 7 home runs. Wally Pipp coming up for the Yankees. And another wonderful baseball name, by the way, and very, very solid player. Not a Hall of Famer, though, but very solid player. So Wally Pipp, in praise of Pipp, is definitely up to bat. So runner on at first. Pitch from Rudolph, 52. That's going to be a possible error chance. But first to check for a strikeout. And his KD is a 1-2. That's a 13. It's not a strikeout. So we will check the card to see. And a possible error on the third baseman. And the third baseman for the Braves is Beckel. His error rating is a 5. So a 1 to 5 he makes an error. He won't. That's going to be a nice play there. That's going to be a nice play there on that. So that's not going to be an error. And let's see. So that is third base. And runner on first. Let's have a look here. So the putout is made with the runners on base. If D20 is odd, it's a ground double play. The D20 is at odd. That is going to be a double play and retire the side. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. And that will end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Yankees. And after 2, still no score. As what you do is you check the defense chart. And he did make the putout. So he did not make an error. So then you check with the putout as runners on base. It says runner on first only. If D20 is odd, it's a ground double play. That was a 15. So he did not make And he did make the put out. No score. We go top of the third. Yes, baseball demos. The original Wally World. Let's see here. Leading off for the Braves is going to be the catcher, Hank Gowdy. 279 average, 22 RBIs, and a homer in 1919. Shawkey will deal, and that's a 25. That is going to be an out, and it will be a fly out the left, handled there by Lewis, and that's out number 1. And now they will bring up the pitcher, Dick Rudolph. He had a 193 average, 7 RBIs. He can hit for power. He had a home run. So Rudolph will come up to bat. Pitch from Rudolph, 65. And that is a home run, pitcher -4. And so Shawkey is a 1-9. -4 would make him a 5. And because of that, that's a 6. He's not going to have a home run. Shawkey, home run 1-9. Rudolph, pitcher -4, which makes that a 1-5. That's a 6. That is going to be an out. And instead, I'm going to change that into a ground out to the shortstop. That'll be taken care of by Peckinpah. And the throw, actually, well, it's supposed to be really a fly to center field. I'll just make it a fly to center. And instead, in Riggert will make the catch, and that will be caught by Bodie, 2 outs. So because Rudolph has a -4 and Shawkey a 1-9, that's a 6. Because of that, Rudolph does not hit a home run. Ben Witt and Clee baseball fan join us here at the Polo Grounds. Next batter is Beckel. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Shawkey, 32. That's a double. That's going to be a double right off of Shawkey, and Beckel will go to second base. So Beckel gets a 2-out double. First hit off of Shawkey in the game, and now a runner at second for Herzog. So Beckel on at second, and now the pitch from the pitch. And 62, and that is going to be an out, and I'll just take that. That'll be a ground ball hit to the catch, grounded at the plate, actually. That'll be picked up by Muddy Rule, and he's going to throw to first for the out, and that will end the inning. No runs a hit for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third. No score so far. But what do you expect in a dead ball game? Doug Hutt joins us here at the Polo Grounds. Bottom of the third. Let's see. He's at center, 10. 6, 12. I know it is kind of weird, isn't it? On some of the on the A, B, and the C's, but there is a reason for that, obviously. Leading off for the Yankees is going to be the center fielder, Ping Bodie. Another great baseball name. 278 average, 6 homers. He had 59 RBIs in 1919. Ping Bodie. Ping. Rudolph will pitch, 52. That is a possible. Let's see. He will not get a strikeout, so we go to the error. We go to the error chance, and that is going to be a possible error on the second baseman. So the second baseman for the Braves is Herzog. His error rating is a 10. So a 1 to 10, he makes an error. That's a 2 he does. That is going to be a 2-base error, actually. And Ping Bodie will wind up at second. A 2-base error on the second baseman, Herzog, and that will be an E4. So he probably went ahead and grabbed it and threw the ball away, and that'll be the first error on the Braves. So Ping Bodie winds up at second base, and that was a 2-base error, as you can tell by the card. Second baseman error, and there's 2 stars after it. So definitely a 2-base error there, as Bodie winds up at second. So that's an error. And now the Yankees will bring up the catcher. That'll bring up the catcher, Muddy Rule. Another great baseball name. 240 average, 31 RBIs. He had no home runs, so Muddy coming up here. Davo 9 GLA joins us here at the Polo Grounds. Bodie on at second. Rudolph will pitch. That's a 54. That is off the 54 chart. That is off the 54 chart. So I'll go ahead and pull a card here. So bases, men on base, wild pitcher, pass ball. Refer to pitcher's wild pitch rating, and if 16 falls within the range, Rudolph's wild pitch rating is a, wow, just missed it, a 1 to 15. That is a 16. There is not going to be a wild pitch. That's not going to be a wild pitch. Now, if I'm correct, I think you re-roll it. I think you re-roll it. Runners advance. It is not a wild pitch, so I think you re-roll. I think you do. If I'm right, let me just check that again. I believe if it is, but I'll see here. And on base, D20 baseball. Who's the wild pitch? Batter gets another roll of the dice if there's not a wild pitch. That's correct. Okay, that's what I thought. So they'll re-roll again. Rudolph with the pitch, 16, and that's an out. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field, and Bodie's going to hold. And that will be rule. That will be out number 1. Fly out to left. Bodie holds there, 1 down. And here comes the pitcher, Bob Shawkey, a 234 average, 6 RBIs. He could definitely hit. Bodie on at second base. Rudolph will bring it. 23, and a swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the first strikeout for Dick Rudolph. He had only 76 of them in 1919. 2 away, next batter is Vic. Vic got a base hit his first time up. Pitch from Rudolph, 24, and that will be an out. I'll just take the die, and that will be a ground ball to second base, handled there by Herzog. He will throw to first for the out and retire the side. No runs, no hits. There was an error, but the Yankees weren't able to do anything. No score after 3. All we need is a muddy rabbit. Yep, a muddy rabbit. Top of the 4th, Ray Powell leads off for the Braves, and he's 0 for 1. Shawkey, and that's a 14, and that will be an out. That's a 17. It'll be a fly out to left, handled there by Lewis for out number 1. I can use the D20 off the out chart. Base is empty. It just makes it a little bit faster. I don't have to worry about drawing a card. That's because it just makes it easier. Here's Rigger. Rigger's 0 for 1. Shawkey, 42. That's a walk. So Shawkey walks Joe Rigger and puts a runner on base for the Braves. That's a second walk given up by Shawkey. David Vega joins us here at the Polo Grounds. And now here's Hulk. Hulk is 0 for 1. Rigger on it first. Shawkey will pitch. And that's a 12. That's going to be an out. If it's a grounder, it's a double play. And instead, it's going to be a fly out to left field. Super fast runner advances. Fast runner 2 unless strong arm. So a fly ball hit the left field. Left fielder for the Yankees is Lewis. He has an average arm. So that means Rigger is still going to get to second base. So Rigger actually advances on the fly out to left. Don't see that often. But you do see that in today's baseball also. Rigger did have the speed, and the arm in left field is Rigger, and it's an average arm. So he will move to second base, but there are 2 outs. And now here's Cruz. Cruz is 0 for 1. Shawkey, he'll pitch. 66, and that is a 66. That's a 1, and that's a double. Walton Cruz gets a hold of it, and he's going to smack a double. That's going to go ahead and bring in Rigger, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead. Stadium groans. RBI double by Walton Tom Cruz, and he goes ahead as Baseball Demos is back with the someone ought to give Baseball Demos the block dragon for that one. He would be out by a hair. But Walton Tom Cruise, Top Gun, he goes ahead and gets a double and put the Braves ahead 1-0. RBI double for Cruz. And speaking of Rabbit, he's up next. He's 0 for 1. So that big time play there, a big time double, a big walk. And then moving to second base into scoring position was big. And now Marinville will go ahead and bat. And that's a 15, and that will be an out. And it will be a ground ball comebacker right back to Shawkey. They'll go ahead and get that. He will be out by a hair at first, but that will end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit, and a walk. And the Braves have a 1-0 lead. And in dead ball, 1 run could be a big difference. Bottom of the 4th inning, though, Roger Peckinpah leads off. He's 0 for 1. Rudolph will deal. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. 35, and that is going to a single. 1-16. That's a 4. It's a base hit. Peckinpah will get a base hit. So the Yankees get the leadoff man on. He'll get the first. It'll bring up home run, and he's 0 for 1. Peckinpah got a good chance to steal, though. Stolen base rating is a 12. That's not bad. Rudolph has an average arm. But Baker, though, very good hitter. I'm going to let him swing. So Peckinpah on it first. And here comes the pitch. And that's a 35. And a 35. And again, a 1-16 is a single. And that's a 17. Wow, that's going to be an out. And it's going to be a fly ball to right field, and Peckinpah will hold. Wow, just missed it on a great play by Ray Powell in right field, and Bake a 1-16, and he rolls a 17, and he can't get the base, can't get the single. That's 1 away. Here comes Lewis. Lewis got a base hit his first time up. Peckinpah on it first. Pitch, 34, and that's a single. That's a base hit off of Rudolph. That will be a base hit. And base hit to infield. It's an infield single. So Peckinpah will hold at second base. That's going to be an infield single there. And he will hold. So now the Yankees got something going on here. Lewis gets his second hit of the game. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here's Pratt. Pratt is 0 for 1. So Rudolph in a bit of a jam here as they're rolling 30s, which is kind of difficult for pitchers. So Peckinpah now on at second, Lewis on at first. Here comes the pitch. And that's a 65. Del Pratt, a home run. Let's see, 65. And Dick Rudolph, a 1-6. -8 for Pratt. So it doesn't matter. That's not going to be a home run. And that is just going to be an out. Now, I got to remember, is that automatically a fly out or a draw? So hold on 1 second here. Let's see. If it's a negative gray here, there cannot be a home run. I'm aware of that. So let's see. Second home run. Bears may have 2 full home run results. In this case, adjustment, the negative gray, there cannot be a home run on dice roll 65. No, it's just an out. So not a home run. So actually, I do have to pull the card for an out. And that's going to be a fly out to left. The runners will hold. And there are 2 outs. Pratt couldn't get a hold of it. Fly out to left field, 2 away. And now can Pip come through? Pip is 0 for 1. Runners at first and second for the Yankees. Braves lead 1-0, bottom of the 4th. Pitch from Rudolph. And that's a 42, and that's going to be an out. And that will be a ground ball. That's going to be a ground ball right to first. That'll be handled there by Hulk. He'll take it to the bag himself. A G3 unassisted, and the inning is over. And the Braves get out of it. No runs, 2 hits. 1-0 in favor of the Braves. Both pitchers can pitch to 36 batters, which is kind of right for the dead ball era. We go to the top of the fifth. Speaking of, Ben Witz asked when his next game will be. Baseball Demos will be doing a baseball game right after me. We'll be going back to this 1987 Stratomatic American League replay. I forget the teams he said, but I'm sure he'll go ahead and post it in the chat. That'll be coming up as soon as this game is over. Top of the fifth inning, Hank Gowdy leads off for the Braves. He's 0 for 1. Shawkey will pitch. 52, and that 4 is not going to be a strikeout, so we go to the chart, and that's a possible one-base error on the shortstop, and the shortstop is Peckinpah. His error rating is a 13, so a 1 to 13, he makes an error. That's a 2, and he does, and Hank Gowdy's going to be safe. That's going to be an E6 in the first error on the Yankees in the ball game, as Peckinpah can't come up with it. And Gowdy's on it first. Now the batter is Rudolph. Rudolph, not really a great bunter, though. He has a sacrifice hit rating of 4. And he can hit the ball, though. I'm going to have him bunt anyway. So they're going to go ahead and roll for the bunt. So a 1 to 4, the bunt is laid down. It is. And that was bunted. Where's the card here? And that was bunted right at the plate, the catcher. Rule has an average arm, so his bunt rating's not going to matter. Going to have an average arm. So he gets the bunt down, so it's a good bunt. A 1 to 4, again a 1 to 4, the bunt is going to move Gowdy over. That's a 6. No. That's going to be a pop out. And if the roll is 2, the lead runner is also out. And he is. It's a pop out and a throw him out. 2 outs. Wow. If roll 2 is a 6, then it's a pop out roll again. If the roll is 2, then the lead runner is also out. That is a double play. That is what you call a P2-3 double play. 2 outs. Wow, Rudolph did not bunt that right. I could see why his bunt rating was a 4 instead of the usual 5 most of these pitchers get. Still 2 outs, though. The next batter is Beckel. Beckel is 1 for 1, doubled and walked. And 54, that is going to be off the bases wild chart. Bases empty wild chart. Single to left field. Now roll versus error rating for an extra E rating for an extra base. Left fielder is Lewis. His error rating is a 3. That was an 11. I'm not need to re-roll that, and that is going to be a single, and that will be it. So it will not be an error, but Beckel is safe at first, and that is the 3rd time he's on base. So no error on Duffy Lewis. Beckel on at first. The next batter is Herzog. Yes, Babe Ruth is on the Red Sox in 1919, not on the Yankees yet. Still 2 outs. How big was that pop-out, fly-out double play? Herzog is 0 for 2. 45, and that will be an out, and it will be a ground ball to second base. That'll be taken care of there by Pratt, and he will throw to the shortstop covering second, and that will retire the side. So no runs and a hit for the Braves, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 1-0. Another typical dead ball era game. Bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Yankees will be Ping Bodie. He reached on an error his first time up. 46. That's off the ballpark card. No chance of a home run off of it. That's a 20, though. And now it says go to the 54 chart, use wildest section. So we go to the 54 chart, and bases empty, wildest. Catcher interference on batter's swing. Batter's safe at first base, E2. Wow. So Bodie's going to be safe at first on an error. That's an E2. Second time Ping Bodie reached on an error. Second error on the Braves. So that is definitely one there. So Bodie gets on at first on catcher's interference. The batter now is Rule. Bodie is safe at first. Bodie really not a threat to steal. Rudolph, 25. That's going to be an out. And we will draw for that. And that will be a fly out to right field. And getting to that will be Powell. And that's first out. One down. Next batter is Shawkey. And Shawkey's going to swing. He can hit the ball. So they're going to let Shawkey swing the bat here. Bodie on at first. Rudolph with the pitch. 33. It was a good thing he did. Base hit for Bob Shawkey. And that's going to be a base hit to right field. Bodie is going to hold at second base. First to third holds. So he's going to hold at second base. And Shawkey is safe at first. Wow. What great managing call there by the manager of the Yankees to let Bob Shawkey swing away. You just don't see managing like this on that other channel with the fluffy cat. So a single for Shawkey, and he says, DH? I don't need no stinking DH. So Shawkey gets a base hit again. The Yankees have runners at first and second with one out. The batter is Vic. One out here, bottom of the fifth. Yankees trying to do something here. They trail 1-0. Remember, this is a one-and-gone tournament. You only get one game to move on. Bodie on it second. Shawkey on it first. Rudolph. Here's the pitch, 54, and that is going to be a men on base. Let's see, men on base. That is a 54 chart. So let me get to that here. So bases, and that is men on base wild. And let's see what we get here. So men on base, wild pitch or passed ball, and refer to wild pitch rating, and if a 12 falls in the range. Rudolph's wild pitch rating is a 1 to 15, and that's what it is. It's going to be a wild pitch on Dick Rudolph. So the runners will move up. The runners will move up on a wild pitch by Rudolph. Now the Yankees got runners at second and third. The infield will come in. I think RGL hurt her feelings. So now runners at second and third. Rudolph will pitch to Vic. A chance here for the Yankees to try to go ahead and get a tie or lead the game. Rudolph will deal. And that's a 35. And a single, 1 to 16. And again, it's a 17. Holy cow. Dick Rudolph gets the break. And that's going to be a line out to center field. If White Die is a 1, the center fielder makes a sliding catch. And if there is a runner on first, he gets caught off base. So line out center field, but that's a 5. Other runners return to their base safely. Run with risk chart. A roll of D6. Roll of D6. Pete Bodie's range is an average. And if I try to run with him, a 1 to 3, he'd be out. A 4 to 6, he'd be safe. And let's see what they're going to do here. Ping Bodie has an average speed. Throws runner out 1 to 3, 4 to 6. And run with risk. Oh, do I send Bodie here? I think you do. They're going to take a chance. They're going to run with risk. They're going to go ahead and run with risk. So an average arm throws the runner out 1 to 3, 4 to 6. They're going to try to run with the risk. So Bodie's going to try to score. And the throw coming. Ping Bodie has average speed. And the center fielder's arm is rigor. And it's an average. It's an A. So a 1 to 3. Bodie is 1 to 3. Bodie is out. No, he's safe. The Yankees will tie the game. If runner goes and defense tries to throw him out, then all trail runners advance 1 base. So Bodie comes in, he will score. Shawkey will go to third. 2 outs, we're tied at 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! So a line out to center field. Riggert only had, but that is going to be an RBI for Vic, 2 down. So we are tied at 1 as Neil Jetlaw and Jim Cunnell join us here at the Polo Grounds. So now here's Peckinpah. Peckinpah 1 for 2. Shawkey on at third, now tied at 1 in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch, 42, and that will be an out, and it will be a comebacker right back to Rudolph, and he's going to go ahead and toss it over to first and retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. We're tied at 1 after 5. This is the 1919 one and gone. You only get 1 game or you're gone. Top of the 6th coming up. And it will be Ray Powell leading off for the Braves. He's 0 for 2. So here comes the pitch from Shawkey. 34, and that will be an out. And it is a ground out to second. Taken care of there by Pratt. And they'll throw to first for out number 1. Here's Riggert. Riggert is 0 for 1 with a walk. Shawkey, 11, and that is going to be a walk. So that a single would have been 1-2. Instead, that will be a base on balls. And that is going to be a walk to Riggert. Riggert draws his second walk. That's the 3rd walk given up by Shawkey. And now the go-ahead run on base. Here's Holt. Holt is 0 for 2. 1 out. Riggert on it first. We're tied at 1 now, top of the 6th. Pitch from Shawkey, 46. It's going to go to the ballpark card. That's a 17, and he is a switch hitter hitting the left side, and that's going to be a stretch single into a double or out at second. And that is fielded by the left fielder. So it's 2 bases, so Riggert automatically gets to third. Holt's trying for second, kind of works like an S+ on inside pitch. So Riggert's on at third. It's fielded by the left fielder. Left fielder for the Yankees is Lewis, and he has an average arm, but it is an assist chance. So a 1-4 Hulk is out at second base. That's a 4, and he is 2 outs. So Hulk tries to stretch it into a double. He's thrown out at second. Riggert, however, does go to third. That does go as a base hit, but he is cut down at second base, and that is the second out. So nice throw there by the left fielder, Duffy Lewis, to get the runner at second base. But now they got a runner at third, and that will bring up Top Gun Cruz. And he is 1 for 2. We got a double, an RBI double his last time up. 2 outs here. John Haverly joins us here at the Polo Grounds. So Riggert on at third. 1-1 tied at 6. Shawkey, that's a 23, and that will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. And that's the first strikeout by Bob Shawkey at 122 of them that year. But he makes a strikeout, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, and a walk. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Rudolph back on the mound. Leading off for the Yankees will be Home Run Baker. He's 0 for 2, though. Rudolph will pitch. 13, and that will be an out, and that will be a line drive right to first. That'll be gloved easily there by Hulk for out number 1. Next batter is Lewis. Lewis is 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles. 32. That is going to be an out, and it will be another line drive, and that's lined out to left field, and that will be handled there by Cruz for out number 2. And now here's Pratt. Pratt is 0 for 2, flown out to left twice. Rudolph with the pitch, 21, and that will also be an out. That's a 12, and it will be a pop out, and that's a 1, and that'll be a pop out right to, he's a righty, so be a pop out to first, and Hulk will make that play, and that will be a 1-2-3 inning on the for Dick Rudolph, tied at 1 after 6. This game actually does flow pretty well if you utilize certain advantages of the charts and the cards. We go to the top of the 7th, still tied at 1 here. Rabbit Marinville leads off for the Braves, and he's 0 for 2. So right now, this is definitely dead ball era baseball. The way these games have been, they've all been low scoring. Shawkey, 65, and a 1-9 -4 would be a home run. That's an 18. It is not going to be a home run. And that is going to be a ground ball hit to short. Easily handled there. Easily handled there by Peckinpah. And the throw goes to first for the out. Here's Gowdy. Gowdy 0 for 1, but 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Shawkey's pitch, 26, and against the lefty, that would be a single. Shawkey is a righty. That is going to be an out, and instead it'll be a comebacker to Shawkey. He'll take care of that and toss it over to first for out number 2. And now Rudolph. Rudolph is 0 for 2. Shawkey, 15. That's going to be an easy out, and it will be a pop fly ball, and a pop fly to the third baseman. Pop out the third, handled by home run Baker. He'll make the play in fair territory, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Braves. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. I am actually on vacation this whole week, for those of you who don't know. So I don't work this week. So I'm still going to be doing. I'm still going to be doing some streams, of course, for that. And I may surprise you guys with some streams during the afternoon or something. So if anybody wants to come in and check them out, please do. However, our next stream is going to be for this. Will be on Tuesday night. And we will be back for game number 5. We're going to be at Old Comiskey Park for game number 5. The number 15 Philadelphia Phillies will be taking on the Black Sox, the number 2 Chicago White Sox. George Smith will be going for the Phillies, and Eddie Seacott will be going for the White Sox. So for those of you waiting to see Shoeless Joe Jackson, it'll be Tuesday night when you get to see him. For that game. Phillies and the White Sox, game number 5 of this one and gone, will be on Tuesday night. So join me for that. The number 15 Philadelphia Phillies against the number 2 Chicago White Sox. Bottom of the 7th here, still tied at 1 between the Braves and the Yankees. And it will be Wally Pipp leading off for the Yanks. Pipp is 0 for 2. Both pitchers still got plenty left in the tank. This is 1919, not 2019. Pitch from Rudolph. That's a 16. That's going to be an out, and it will be, he's a lefty. That'll be a ground out to first. Getting over there will be Hulk. And Rudolph's actually going to make the play. It'll be an L3-1. It'll be a G3-1 out number one. As the play is made by Rudolph, and he probably takes the toss. Next batter is Bodie. Bodie is 0 for 2, but he's reached on an error twice. So Bodie's reached on an error 2 times here. Pitch from Rudolph. And 44, he's going to get on base. It's going to be a single. And that's got a plus sign, so he has a chance to steal. So a single for Bodie. His stolen base rating is a 9. Rudolph has an average arm. Gowdy has an average arm. 1 to 9 is not that great. I'm going to let him stay at first, and the batter will be Rule. Rule is 0 for 2. So Bodie on at first base on a base hit by him. Here comes the pitch for Rule. And that's a 65. That's going to be an out, even though Rudolph has a home run 1 to 6. But Rule has an automatic out because he never hit any home runs that year. So that is going to be an out, and that's going to be a line out to the shortstop. That is a 5. It's actually going to be a line out to third instead, and that's out number 2. Bodie does get back. So Rule is out. Now the batter will be Shawkey. Shawkey is 1 for 2. We got a single. So Bodie on it first. Here comes the pitch. 25, and that's an out. And it will be a ground out to second base, handled there by Herzog. And he is going to throw to first against Shawkey. And that will do it. No runs and a hit for the Yankees. Still tied at 1 after 7. Who's going to break through here? But this is dead ball era baseball. And you got still two very good pitchers on the mound. And right now they're actually averaging their whip. We go to the top of the 8th. Still tied at 1 here. Leading off for the Boston Braves will be Tony Beckel. He's 2 for 2, got a double and a single, and he walked. He's been on base all 3 times. He has a 1,000 on-base percentage for this game. Shawkey, 54. That's going to be off the bases empty wild chart. Single to center field now. Roll for error rating for an extra base. Center fielder is Bodie. His error rating is a 12. That was an 11. I didn't use it. That's going to be an error. And Beckel's going to wind up at second base. So that's going to be a single for Beckel and an E8. And he will wind up on second. And that is the second error on the Yankees. So a big-time error there by Ping Bodie in center field. And that is going to be an error. And now the go-ahead run at second base with nobody out. The batter is Herzog. Herzog is 0 for 3. Shawkey says, come on, what's going on out there? Ping, do something. Pitch from Shawkey, 52, and that's going to be a strikeout. That's usually off the error chart, but Shawkey's KD is a 1 to 2. That is a 1. He strikes out Herzog, 1 out. That's huge. So that is a strikeout, and that is the second strikeout for Shawkey, 1 down. And now here's Powell. Powell's 0 for 3. Beckel on at second still. Shawkey trying to get out of this. Pitch from Shawkey, 32. And nope, he won't get out of this one. And that's going to be a double for Powell. Beckel will come around from second. He will score. And it's now 2-1 Braves. Stadium groans. RBI double by Powell. Only the 3rd run in this ball game, and now the Braves have a 2-1 lead. And that's Shawkey there. on a big play. So Shawkey gives up the double. Powell will go to second base. Now the Braves have a chance to get more. Here's Riggert. Riggert has walked twice. He's 0 for 1. But 1 out now as the Braves have a 2-1 lead. Shawkey looking on at Riggert. Fans here at the Polo Grounds hoping for some action. Pitch from Shawkey. 62, and that is going to be a called strike 3 on Riggert. Called strike 3. That'll be the third strikeout for Shawkey. A 62 is a K, and that is going to be a strikeout. That's the third strikeout for Shawkey. That is a big K. 2 down. Marlon Price joins us here at Polo Grounds. Dead ball ended. 1919 was the last year of the dead ball era. 1920 is when live ball began. So this was the 1919 season was the last year of the dead ball era. 2 outs. The batter is Hulk. He's 1 for 3. Braves know they got to get as many runs as possible against this Yankee club. Shawkey, he will pitch. 66, they're going to get some more. 66 for Hulk. A 1-10 is a double. 11-18 is a triple. That's a 14. It's a 3. It's an RBI triple for Hulk. And the Braves take a 3-1 lead. Stadium groans. Powell will come around. He will score. Hulk goes to third. It's now 3-1 Braves. And that was just clean power off of Walter Hoke. He had 6 triples in 1919, and he will get one there. Yes, Ben Witt says a 3-1 lead on dead ball era is breaking it open. Next batter is Cruz. Now 3-1 in favor of the Braves. And Shawkey will pitch to Cruz here. Pitch coming. And that's a 33, but that's going to be an out. Wow, that is going to be an out. We'll take the 10, and that is going to be a line drive. That's going to be a line out right to center field. Bodie's going to make that play, and that will retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. And the Braves now have a 3-1 lead going in the bottom of the 8th. Dead ball ended in the 8th. Top of the order for the New York Yankees. Here's Sammy Vick. He is 1 for 3. Rudolph. Both play. Shawkey's got 3 more batters before he tires. They'll probably pitch the 9th anyway. As I said, this is 1919, not 2019. Rudolph will pitch. 12. That's an out. And it will be he's a righty. That'll be a ground ball hit to third. Taken care of there by Beckel. Throws to first for the out. So 1 down. And here comes Peckinpah. Peckinpah is 1 for 3. Rudolph, he'll go ahead and pitch. Rudolph, 16. And that's going to be an out. That's a 10. And that's a line drive into the outfield. And that will be a line drive right to right. And that'll be handled there by Powell for out number 2. I don't know why they call it a line out. It's really just a fly ball, but okay. 2 outs, a chance for Baker. Baker's 0 for 3. Rudolph pitching like he's got the special stuff, and he does. So Rudolph will go ahead and he will pitch. 53, that's a range play. That's a 10. There won't be a strikeout, so now we check the range. And that is a possible infield single to the shortstop, but the shortstop gets a chance to make a range play. Shortstop for the Braves is Marinville. His range is an 11. So a 1-11, he makes the play. No, that'll be a single. So home run Baker. So not hard play there for Marinville, and Baker will make it to first. That'll be an infield single. And now the tying run coming to the plate in Duffy Lewis. Lewis is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. Tough play there for a Rabbit. but the rabbit could not get out of the way. So 2 outs now. Baker on at first, 3-1 Braves. A big chance for Duffy Lewis. Rudolph sets up, he'll pitch. And that is an 11, and that's a 3. It's a base hit for Duffy Lewis. And that is going to be a base hit to left field. 1-3 holds if 1 out assist. If 1 out, do you do an assist? No, Baker's going to hold at second base. He is slow. He will automatically hold at second base. If 1 out assist, no, there are 2 outs. So he's going to hold at second base. So now Lewis gets a single, and now the go-ahead run is at the plate. And the batter is Del Pratt. Pratt is 0 for 3. They go talk to Dick Rudolph on the mound saying, hey, we got a 3-1 lead here. Let's get this final out. So Del Pratt coming up for the Yankees is 0 for 3. Baker on at second, Lewis on at first. Rudolph looking on a Pratt. The fans here at the Polo Grounds hoping for something big. Rudolph will pitch. 45, and that is going to be an out. He'll get out of the inning, and that's a ground ball to second base handled by Herzog. He's going to throw to first to get Pratt, and they get out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits for the Yankees. The Braves lead the Yankees 3-1, and the New York Yankees are running out of outs. We go to the top of the 9th. Shawkey will pitch. And leading off for the Braves will be that Wascally Wabbit, Marinville. And he is 0 for 3, though. So Marinville not having a great night. But Marinville will go ahead and bat against Shawkey. And that's a 66. He'll get a good night. This time, that's a double. That is a 3, and that will be a double for Marinville. So the Braves have some insurance on at second base. Insurance for the Braves. Marinville, that Wascally Wabbit, will make it to second base. And now with nobody out, here's Gowdy. Gowdy's 0 for 3, but he reached on an error. Fans are at the Polo Grounds hoping Shawkey can get out of this one. They cannot allow the Braves to get any more runs. The winner of this game will play the Cleveland Indians back at League Park in game number 10. The winner here plays the Indians in the next round. Marinville on at second. Shawkey will pitch. And 36, and that will be an out. And fly out to center field, Marinville will hold. So fly ball to center, and that is out number 1. Next batter is Rudolph, and he's going to bat. They're going to let Rudolph bat here, and why not? Rudolph still got plenty left in the tank. He can pitch to 4 batters before he tires. Marinville on at second, 1 out. So Rudolph coming up. He's 0 for 3. And he could lay down a bunt, but I'm going to let him swing. Shawkey with the pitch. 42. And a 1-16 would be a walk. That's a 5. He walked. Oh, nope, that's a 42. That's an automatic walk. It won't matter. Bob Shawkey walks Rudolph. He drew 8 walks in 1919, and he draws 1 there. So Shawkey walks Rudolph. Shawkey is now tired, and that's going to be it for him. You just walked the pitcher. Runners at first and second. Now the batter is Beckel, and that is going to be it for Bob Shawkey. He's pitched to 36 batters, and now that he walked the pitcher, he said that is done. So Shawkey coming out of the game, and the Yankees will bring on a reliever. And let's see who they got in relief for righties. And they're going to go ahead and bring out really a relief pitcher. We're going to bring out here. Wasn't really a reliever, but I have him in the bullpen. We'll go with him. Coming on to pitch for the Yankees is going to be Carl Mays. He's going to come out to pitch. So Carl Mays is going to come on to pitch, 27 years old that year. And Carl Mays, Carl Mays coming on to pitch for the Yankees. 9 wins, 3 losses, mostly a starter, but I put him in the bullpen. So Carl Mays is going to pitch for the Yankees, and he is going to have a rough bullpen session. And why not? You're down 3-1. So here comes Carl Mays to pitch for the Yankees. Do you do a tutorial? Have you done one already? For what? Fall Classic? Or inside pitch? Remember, Marlon Price, I have my demo games. Remember, check out the demo games. That's where I do an inside pitch game, slow and steady. Check them out if you never checked out my demo games. If you want a tutorial Fall Classic, you got to check out Dice Baseball Digest. Check with Tony Porter. Fall Classic. Yeah, check out Dice Baseball Digest, Tony Porter. He is to Fall Classic what I am to inside pitch. He is the guru. Let him teach you how to play. Let him teach you how to play the game. Nobody better at Fall Classic baseball than Tony Porter. I'm not even in his wheelhouse when it comes to that game. Runners at first and second. Carl Mays will come on to pitch for the Yankees here. 3-1 Braves. They got to get out of this. And Tony Beckel leads off, and he's had a good night. He has 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, a walk, and got an extra base on an error. So this is a big at bat here for the Braves. 3-1. Mays will go ahead and pitch. 53. That's a possible strikeout. That's a KD of 1. Not happening. So it's going to be a range play, and that's going to be a range play shortstop single. So the range is to Peckinpah. His range is a 14. A 1 to 14, he makes the play. That's a 3. He will. That will be an out. That's going to be a ground ball to short, and runners at first and second. If it's a D20 out, it's a ground ball double play, and that's exactly what it is. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, taken care of there by Peckinpah. Throws to second, throws to first, side retired. What a play there by Peckinpah. He absolutely had to make that play, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a walk. So the Braves still have a 3-1 lead. But will we see some ninth inning magic? Bottom of the ninth, Braves lead 3-1. Winner of this game goes to play the Cleveland Indians in the second round. Leading off for the Yankees will be Wally Pipp, and he is 0 for 3. Rudolph can pitch to 4 more batters before fatigue. Now, at his level of A, that means he would only drop to a level of B. But Dick, we'll see what the Braves want to do if it gets that far. Rudolph will pitch to Pipp. 11, and that's a 16, and that's going to be an out. And I'm just going to take the 6. That's going to be a ground ball to short, handled there easily by Marinville. The throw goes to first for 1 down. Next batter is Bodie. Bodie is 1 for 3, but he's reached base 3 times, a single and reached on 2 errors. So Rudolph will go ahead and pitch. 25, and that is going to be an out. And it will be a ground out to short, handled there by Marinville. Marinville makes another play, throws the first, 2 away. And the last chance for the Yankees is going to be Muddy Rule, unless they go to the bench. if there's anybody better, and there actually is. And let's see any other catchers, though. Yes. Muddy Rule coming out of the game and coming on to pinch hit for the Yankees is going to be Chick Fuster. 283 average, 15 RBIs, and a home run in that year. Truck Hanna will take over at catcher if the Yankees go any further. So Chick Fuster is going to come on to bat against Dick Rudolph with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. 3-1 Braves. Dick Rudolph trying to go the distance, like most pitchers did that during those seasons. Rudolph looking in on Fuster. The fans here at the Polo Grounds hoping for a big hit. Rudolph winds up and pitches. 34, and that's going to be a base hit. Fuster keeps it going. That's going to be a single. So Fuster comes up and gets a base hit. He'll head to first. Carl Mays is due up. Let's see what kind of a batter he was. And he was a good hitter. They're going to let him bat. So coming on to bat for the Yankees is going to be Carl Mays. He batted .311 that season with 4 RBIs. So Carl Mays will bat here and stay on the mound. Why not? So Dick Rudolph will now pitch to Mays. 3-1 here, the tying run at the plate. Can Mays keep it going for the Yankees? Fans here once again at the Polo Grounds hoping for a big hit. Rudolph sets up and he will pitch. 43, and that will be an out. And that's going to be a comebacker right back to Dick Rudolph. He's got it. Pumps once, pumps twice, throws to first. That's your game. The Boston Braves will knock out the Yankees 3-1 as the New York Yankees are won and gone. Stadium barfs. Yeah. No runs and a hit for the Yankees. And a complete game by Dick Rudolph. He had 24 of them in 1919. And he gets one here as the Boston Braves upset the Yankees. The Braves were the number 12 seed. The Yankees were the 5. So the Braves will knock out the Yankees, and they will move on to take on the Cleveland Indians at League Park. So a nice win for the Braves as they go ahead and beat the Yankees. Final line score coming up. For the Braves, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. For the Yankees, 1 run, 9 hits, 2 errors. The winning pitcher, of course, is Dick Rudolph. He'll get the win and the complete game. And Bob Shawkey takes the loss. And, of course, no saves or anything like that definitely happening. So a nice win here for the Boston Braves. They will move on. And that will be it there. Our next Fall Classic game will be Tuesday night, game number 5 of the 19-1 and gone. The number 15 Philadelphia Phillies will take on the number 2 Chicago White Sox from Comiskey Park. George Smith will be going for the Phillies, and Eddie Seacott will be going for the White Sox. Do we do anything for the White Sox to see if they try to throw it? Do we maybe change a few hits to errors or something like that? Nah, we'll play it outright. So that'll be on Tuesday night, game 5, the Phillies and the White Sox from Comiskey Park. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Yeah, hit the pitch for the first batter. Please leave and if that happens, if the first batter is hit by a pitch, we'll decide. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys Tuesday night. The Boston Braves knock out the New York Yankees. They win it 3-1 here in game number 4 of this 1919 1 and gone. We will see you guys Tuesday night. Have a good one, guys.